Musa was not just any man. He was young, strong, and had plenty of admirers. Girls carried water and smiled extra wide whenever he passed. Mothers whispered that one fit make good husband. Even the elders saw him as a good son who would continue the family name. Nobody imagined he would use all that promise to marry a woman people feared more than death. Mama Ejiro was already known in every corner of the village. She had 3 children who ran around the compound like goats breaking free from rope. Her voice carried far, and her words cut deeper than knife. She would shout at her children in the market, "You won't disgrace me, ABI. No thief you go be for life," and everyone would hear. Men joked that she could scatter a whole wrestling match just by opening her mouth. So when Musa held her hand one morning and announced, "This is my wife," the village nearly fainted. Women hissed, men laughed, and children pointed. One man shouted, "Ah! Musa don't buy used goods when brand new day everywhere." The laughter that followed scattered like fire through dry grass. At first, people thought it was a joke. "He go soon leave her," they said. "Now just small madness we catch But Musa did not leave. He moved into her compound and started living as husband and stepfather. That was when the real drama began. Every morning, Mama Ejiro's voice rang through the air. "Musa, sweep the yard. Musa, wash plate. Musa, fetch water before sunrise." He obeyed without complaint. Neighbors leaned on their windows, watching and laughing. "See as fine man don't turn houseboy," they whispered. The more he obeyed, the louder the gossip grew. Soon, Musa's story was not just entertainment, it became shame to the elders. In their eyes, a strong man had thrown away his pride for a woman who had already buried her husband. It was no longer funny. It was a stain. The matter reached the ears of the council, and when elders start to discuss, the end no day far. One evening, a gong was beaten. "GBA, GBA, GBA. All men gather under the Iroko tree." That night, the entire village knew that Musa's fate would be decided. Some prayed he would be warned. Others hoped he would be forced to leave. The young girls whispered to one another, "If he no leave, na true say love day blind." And just like that, a man's choice of wife turned into the village's biggest scandal. From the very first week of marriage, Musa's new role became clear. He was not the head of the house, Mama Ejiro was. Neighbors heard her voice before they saw her face. "Musa, carry firewood quick," she shouted one morning. Another day, "Musa, wash that pot well, no be like say you dey polish stone." Children laughed from across the fence, whispering, "Now so husband they behave." In the evenings, when other men relaxed with calabash of palm wine, Musa was busy chasing Mama Ejiro's children around the yard. If he sat down, she barked, "Stand up, Jaya, go buy pepper for me." At first, people laughed because it was comedy. One elder said, "This marriage na free entertainment. Every evening na live drama show." But the laughter slowly turned to mockery. Villagers began calling Musa, Mama Ejiro's houseboy. It got so bad that even children stopped respecting him. When he passed, they shouted, "Musa, sweep yard oh," and ran away laughing. The gossip spread beyond the village. At the market, women from neighboring towns asked, "Who be that man wey dey wash plate for him wife?" Traders would laugh and reply, "No Musa, the one wey marry widow." Musa himself did not seem to mind. He walked with quiet obedience, following Mama Ejiro like shadow. But his family was ashamed. His mother cried, saying, "So this na how my only son go waste. To carry widow and her waala." His brothers refused to sit with him in public. The elders began to feel pressure. "If we allow this," they said, "other men go think say normal. Tomorrow, every widow go catch young husband." To them, Musa's marriage was not just personal choice, it was a threat to tradition. So, one evening, the gong sounded again. This time, it was not ordinary meeting. The oldest elder himself called it. He sat under the iroko tree, his staff beside him, his face hard. This thing Musa do, now shame to the land. We must decide his punishment. The air grew heavy. Some villagers whispered that Musa might be flogged. Others said he would be fined goats and palm wine. But a few murmured about something harsher, banishment. Nobody knew which one it would be. But one thing was certain, Musa's days of peace were finished. The day of the meeting came, and the whole village gathered under the iroko tree. Men sat in front, women stood at the back pretending not to listen, and children climbed low branches just to see better. Even the goats and chickens seemed to know something important was happening that evening. The chief elder cleared his throat 3 times before speaking. This matter of Musa is shameful. He is strong, he is young, yet he chose to marry a widow. Is that the way of our fathers? The crowd shouted back in unison, no. Another elder rose. His wrapper nearly fell as he shouted, when we were young, widows stayed quietly. They raised their children and respected tradition. But this one, Mama Ejiro, has turned Musa into servant. If we allow this nonsense, our sons will soon forget they are men. The crowd murmured in agreement. Somebody from the back added, not true, she dey use like pikin. The laughter that followed only made the elders more serious. Finally, the oldest man, Po Ojin, raised his staff. His voice was shaky but firm. From today, Musa is no longer our son. He has chosen his path. Let him walk it far away from us. He and his widow must leave this land before the next moon. The judgment was final. Nobody dared to argue. Some people clapped, others shook their heads. A few younger men whispered, but no love now. If he like her, waiting concern us, but they kept their voices low so elders would not hear. News spread like wildfire. By the next morning, the whole village and even surrounding markets knew Musa had been banished. Some pitied him, but most people laughed, saying, better houseboy don't pack out. Mama Ejiro go soon command the next man way near her. Musa, however, did not resist. He packed his things slowly, as if nothing serious had happened. But Mama Ejiro, she was another matter. She stormed around the compound shouting, dem think say dem fit shame me. Na lie. If Musa go, I dey go with I know they fear anybody. The sun was hot that afternoon when Musa stepped out with his bundle on his head. He wore a plain wrapper, his face calm, almost peaceful. But walking ahead of him was Mama Ejiro, and she was not calm at all. In her right hand, she carried a heavy pestle, holding it high like a warrior's staff. She shouted, anybody way near my husband go collect. Try me today and see. The crowd roared with laughter. Even the elders who gave the judgment looked away to hide their smiles. One young boy whispered, now she banish the village, no be the village banish her. As Musa walked quietly behind, people shouted mocking greetings. Houseboy, where you dey go? Carry broom with you, oh, your wife go need Make sure you sweep well for the new place. But each time the laughter grew too loud, Mama Ejiro would raise the pestle and glare. Instantly, silence would cover that side. The funniest moment came when one elder tried to bless Musa as he walked past. The man stretched out his hand and said, my son, may, before he could finish, Mama Ejiro backed, remove that hand before I use this pestle. The elder jumped back like hot yam touched his fingers. The crowd scattered with laughter. By the time Musa and Mama Ejiro reached the edge of the village, the entire place was in chaos. Some people were laughing, others were shaking their heads, and a few even clapped for her bravery. But one thing was clear, the couple was gone. Life in the village slowly returned to normal, but the story of Musa and Mama Ejiro refused to die. Every evening, people gathered to repeat it. Children turned it into a game. They would pick up sticks pretending it was pestle and shout, "Anybody way near my husband, go collect." The rest would run, laughing until their stomachs hurt. Men used it to warn each other. Better choose well, or you won't end up like Musa. If one man's wife raised her voice too much, his friends would tease, "Careful, oh, before she turn you to Musa Part 2. Even women joined the fun. When a widow passed, market women would whisper, "Who go be her Musa," before bursting into laughter. But behind the jokes was a serious lesson. The elders repeated it often, no man must follow Musa's path. Widowhood is not for young men to carry. Whether people agreed or not, they nodded to avoid trouble. Meanwhile, rumors spread that Musa and Mama Ejiro settled in another village where nobody knew them. Some said they lived happily. Others swore she continued commanding him like soldier. One trader even claimed she saw Musa at the market carrying twins on his back while Mama Ejiro bargained for pepper. Nobody knew which story was true, but all agreed on one thing: Musa's life had become a comedy wherever he went. Years passed, but the tale of Musa's banishment never faded. Old men told it at night, adding more spice each time. Children who were not even born when it happened grew up laughing at the story. If someone asked, "Why did Musa leave the village?" the answer always came with chuckles: "Because he married a widow and defended her with one pestle." The story became a warning, but also a source of endless joy. Whenever people quarreled, someone would shout, "Don't let your wife turn you to Musa," or then the whole place would dissolve in laughter. And so, what began as scandal turned into legend. Musa and Mama Ejiro were remembered not as tragic lovers, but as the couple who gave the village its funniest banishment. Till today, if you mention the word widow in that community, somebody will surely raise an eyebrow, grin, and say, "Oh, remember Musa."